School-going children getting impregnated by their classmates are not new. Some even getting married as second or third wives to older men. But even as both girls and boys are affected, the Ministry of Education's directive to set up integrity clubs in schools in collaboration with EACC is yet to be fully implemented across the nation. It is, however, not all gloom as the private sector escalates a campaign on behavioral change in Kilifi County with the aim of reducing such cases.
In this remote village in Kilifi County, we meet Emily, not her real name, breastfeeding. Emily is only 17 years old and in class 7. She gave birth last year.
Nikamzaa mwezi wa 6 mwaka jana.
The father of her child is a fellow classmate who had initially married her as a second wife.
Siwezi nikaenda shule. Nikifika shule watu wananiangalia, wanasema wewe uko na mimba, wewe uko na mimba. Ikaja hiyo corona, tukaenda nyumbani, tukakaa nyumbani mpaka nikamzaa mtoto wangu.
Emily is not alone. We also meet a 17-year-old Carol, not her real name, who is in class 8 in the same primary school and wants to be a journalist. She gave birth this year. The father of her child is in class 6, who we are told has impregnated 3 other girls.
Naendelea na masomo vizuri kwa kuwa nilipata mahali ama senta ya kumweka mtoto na napata chakula nikitoka shule na kwa hiyo senta kupata chakula lunch, na jioni saa 10 naja kumchukua mtoto tuenda nyumbani.
Priska Kilifi, the mother, says things were tough back home when her daughter got pregnant.
Ilibidi kukawa na kesi nzito kwa sababu baba nilipomwelezea alikataa na akasema hataki hata kuhusishwa katika huyo mtoto, hata akizaa hataki kuhusishwa na chochote. Na ndivyo vilivyoendelea hata saa hii. Yule mtoto yahudumiwa, lakini ni Mungu peke yake, kwa maana babu yake ya yule mtoto hataki kusikia stories za mtoto wake wala mjukuu, hata alisema hataki kuitwa hata babu.
The 2 girls are among 7 whose children are being assisted at this center. The girls come here during break time to breastfeed their children and also get lunch. The well-wishers of the center are 2 cyclists, Esther Mali and Collins Wekesa.
Wakati tukiendesha baisikeli kwa tukutana na wale watoto na ile hali vile wanapitia. So ndo tukaamua tukakaa chini tukasema tuwezaje tukasaidia.
With the organization Wheels of Hope, they are trying to get more children who have given birth back to class.
Wakitoka nyumbani kwenda shuleni asubuhi, unapata wanasumbuliwa kwa barabara. Mtu bodaboda anamwambia acha nikupatie lift nikupeleke shule bure. Sasa mwanzo atapanda, mara ya kwanza anapanda tu ataona tu hii ni raha, atapanda bodaboda aende, mara ya pili atapanda, alafu baada ya wiki moja jamaa boda atamwambia sasa lazima ulipie. Na kulipia kwa sababu msichana hana pesa, inabidi analipa na mwili wake.
Na hivyo sasa tumerudisha watoto kama 7 shuleni, na tukiangalia zile vitu vinafanya hizi mimba za mapema. Mambo ya kwanza ni kama mambo na umaskini. Unapata mtoto na mahitaji anahitaji, hakuna chakula cha kutosha, mzazi hawezi akanunua vitu vingine kama sanitary towels, hata saa zingine pia nguo za ndani za mtoto wa kike.
It is not only primary school pupils that have been affected, but also secondary schools. Kesho Kenya is one of the organizations that is currently advocating for behavioral change in both boys and girls in secondary schools. Working under the Shine project that is funded by Integrity Action. The aim is to support integrity clubs in Kwale and Kilifi counties as a way of minimizing teenage pregnancies among girls and drugs menace among boys. Integrity Club was a Ministry of Education project in collaboration with the EACC with the aim to set up such clubs in schools in the year 2013. But since then, there has been a very slow uptake in schools.
Kesho Kenya with support from Integrity Action, so this has an opportunity to support the clubs in these two regions. And the project has been ongoing since 2018, September.
They have currently covered 152 schools. Some of these schools including Ombeni Girls Secondary, which was earmarked as a center of excellency. Previously, the school had 4 cases of teen pregnancy. But since the inception of integrity clubs, according to the patron and school principal, there has been no any reported case.
Ule mwaka uliopita tulikuwa na wanafunzi kama wanne hivi ambao walikuwa na mimba, lakini hivi sasa hatuna wanafunzi ambao wako na mimba shuleni, na tunahakika kwamba siku zijazo hakutakuwa na visa kama vile.
Every Monday and Fridays we have sections. We give them like 10 minutes. They talk to our students on integrity issues.
Even peer-to-peer accountability, where students are able to talk to each other and challenge each other on the issues of early pregnancies, and to see how they can be able to, instill good morals amongst themselves. Yeah, so there are variety of issues that we've seen students actually taking up responsibility and acting with integrity, at the same time demanding integrity.
The club has 25 members who usually engage each other whenever there is a problem.
Pia imesaidia kama vile katika hiyo integrity club tulileta kuwa kama vile wanafunzi ambao majumbani kwao wana uwezo, wanapata vitu kama shopping nyingi, tunazileta kwa walimu wetu, wanaweka kama mwanafunzi kuna shida fulani vile anamfuata mwalimu na anaweza kusaidiwa.
Mwanafunzi wa kike anafaa kufua kila mara. Unapata hana hiyo sabuni ya kufulia, pengine imeisha, ni changamoto. Kuna hizo sodo pengine hana, pia ni changamoto.
In this model, boys are also targeted. Lutsangani Secondary School, where a dormitory was banned last year, is one of the beneficiaries.
The Integrity Club has equipped me with skills so that I can go out there and be a good leader, a good example with moral values and integral values, at least so that I can be a greater person in the future society.
Imenisaidia kujua na jinsi ya kuweza kupambana na changamoto za shuleni ama za mwanafunzi.
We've had a school where they're able to come together with the different stakeholders and say, the students will have to walk really long distances to fetch water. So together with the different stakeholders, the students wrote a proposal to a donor who was able to drill a borehole for them. So this we can see that there was actually an action.
Esther Waiguma, who is the club's patron, says the boy child has been neglected over time.
And they have this big void of being acceptance. They face rejection back at home. And when they come at school and realize that if they do something that is contrary to the system, they will gain acceptance among the students.
The teachers say the club has been of much help.
We realize that when the club had not been initiated in school, these boys were not confident like you have seen today. They could not express themselves freely to us.
We usually move students from class to go and fetch water for the purpose of preparing meals at the kitchen. So there's a time the supplier brought us, they gave us a water tank. I think it's 5,000 liters. So we fixed that tank next to the kitchen. After fixing it, now we could not remove students from class to go and look for water because now water was next to their serving point. That is an issue which they brought up.
Kesho Kenya now wants the Ministry of Education to oversee the implementation of the Integrity Club's directives if cases such as teenage pregnancies and other vices are to be managed.
We are advocating the ESCC and the Ministry of Education officials to consider taking up this model in the existing manual for integrity clubs across the country.
This to represent the many girls and boys in Kilifi County whose future depends on proper intervention from both the government and private sector. Tobias Chanji, KTN News, Kilifi County.
Thank you, Tobias, for that. A majority of people hope that one day